everybody, it's Coach Simone Kelly with Own Your Power Radio and Own Your Power TV. And today we have a special quarantine edition to Own Your Power Radio. We have a lot of parents that are now homeschooling and learning all about how it works to balance their day job and children around them when they're trying to do their day job, and also helping them with school. So we came up with a topic called Homeschool Stress, How to Deal. And I'm so happy to have in the room with me today, Dr. Angela Brinson-brown, who is one of my clients and dear friends for many years, a friend of Own Your Power Radio. Many of you have seen her many times on Own Your Power Radio. She's been a part of Own Your Power retreats. So she's definitely an expert that we love to listen to. She's a psychologist and the owner of Psych Ed Solutions. So yeah, give her a hand, everybody. Woo! And I'd also like to welcome Dr. Princess Briggs of Briggs Education Consulting and Support. So welcome. So happy to finally meet you face to face.
Same here. Yes, face to face, right?
I almost said in the flesh, but yeah, not yet.
Right, not yet.
When this is all over, we can hug each other, right?
Definitely.
So first and foremost, let's first introduce you guys. Tell us a little bit about what you do. Dr. Brinson, you want to start first and just tell us about you?
So I am a licensed psychologist. My practice is basically doing psychological evaluations, counseling, and I'm also a pediatric cannabis consultant, meaning that I consult with parents for children and adults who are interested in holistic treatment to deal with medical issues.
Wonderful. It's a mouthful. And now you work with Dr. Briggs in what capacity? And you're going to tell us what you do, Dr. Briggs, too. But how do you guys work together?
Yeah, Dr. Briggs is an educational specialist. So our goal has always been, our vision has always been to provide a holistic form of support for families, meaning everything from evaluation to support to educational intervention, mental health intervention, speech therapy, ABA autism, just everything.
Wow. So with that said, Dr. Briggs, can you tell us about your business and how you help people?
Sure. I'm Dr. Princess Briggs, your education success strategist, and I help parents of children with individual needs. So what that means is that if you were to have an issue with your child and you've done everything that the school has suggested that you do, and you still aren't getting anywhere, what I do, I don't work with the child individually, because what I've found is that working with the parents to support that child, we have a lot more success. It's kind of like if your child went to the doctor. So if you took your child to the doctor and the doctor said your child had to take some type of medication or some type of therapy, and then you go home, but you don't give the child the medicine, you bring the child back to the doctor for the doctor to give the child the dosage, that doesn't make sense. You, the parent at home, you would support what the doctor said by giving that child whatever that prescription is. So I'm like that. The parent will come to me and say, my child is having this issue, or I've gone to Dr. Brinson and Dr. Brinson has said, my child is having this issue. Now I need help. So what I do is I don't provide support to the child. I provide support to the parent who is with the child the majority of the time, so that that parent can then help that child all day, on the weekend, and it becomes life strategies and life skills as opposed to just a one-time dosage.
Wow, that's really good. And it's such a good combination, because from what I'm understanding, a lot of the parents that I know are complaining because they don't really understand the stress that teachers are going through. And you can kind of be the middleman, like the liaison between both, because parents are complaining and the teachers are complaining too, right? So give us an example of something, Princess, that you said that the teachers are saying versus what the parents are saying.
Well, I'm actually in a unique position because I have been a classroom teacher for a number of years. And before I left the classroom, obviously, I've developed relationships. And so what I do now, although I don't work directly in the classroom, I'm affiliated with a lot of schools, therefore affiliated with a lot of teachers. So I'm in their inner circle. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, because of my business, I have a lot of parents, and then I hear a lot of things that the parents are saying. So I have that unique position where I'm kind of sandwiched in between, so I can help both on both ends. So one of the things that the parents are saying is that at this point, they feel like the teachers are giving the children too much work. But then what the teachers are, what the teachers are saying is that we understand, but we've been told that we need to give the children this amount of work based on what our higher ups have said, based on what our principals or our districts have told us to do. So what's happening is that the parents don't really understand exactly what's going on. Honestly, the teachers don't really understand what's going on, because this is something that none of us have faced before.
Exactly,
none of us have actually gone through a pandemic. So
right.
Everybody's struggling at the same time.
Right. So one example I think you and I talked about offline was something that one of my girlfriends is going through. She works for a pharmaceutical company, but she, even though she's not going out in the field anymore, she is still working from 9 to 5.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So her teachers want stuff sent in by a certain time, which is impossible because she can't do it. She's still working. So that's where it becomes like a drama for her. But I'm going to start with, how would you handle that question?
So actually, I received a phone call from a teacher friend of mine. Actually, we attend church together, and her frustration was that she felt as though the parents and the teachers pretty much wanted her to be available to them 24 hours a day. But she said, pretty much they would email me all times of night and all times of morning and expect me to answer those emails.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Sometimes the parents or the teachers sometimes the students or the parents would email at 6 and 7 o'clock at night and expect her to respond. And she said, how can I do that? And she was so frustrated. But then I kind of pushed her back a little bit, and I said, let me walk you through a scenario. Imagine if you were a child in a family that your mother now or your parent now had to work from home, and you are a child that you have assignments that the teacher wants you to do. But if your mom is expecting to work from home on the computer and your family only has one computer, your mom that computer is going to go to your mom, because that's the breadwinner. That's who makes the money. So if your mom gets off the computer at 5 or 6 and you happen to jump on, and now you have a question, you may want to email that teacher at 5, 6, 7 o'clock at night. And then when I kind of explained that to her again, to let her see the other side of the fence, she kind of calmed down and she said, yes, that does make sense. So it's just both sides kind of seeing that what the other person is going through.
Right.
And being sensitive to that.
I think it just needs to be a open communication between them before, without
definitely
pointing fingers. So we got 2 questions from social media, and they're kind of the same question. So I want to kind of combine it. Well, one is saying, how do you suggest dealing with, and this is, both of you can answer this because it's related to stress as well as education. So how do you suggest dealing with age gaps in children? So when scheduling, so for instance, she has a 2-year-old and a 6-year-old, and obviously they can't learn together, that they're doing 2 different things. So when she's teaching a 6-year-old, the 2-year-old wants to play. You know what I mean? So she's dealing, that's one scenario. Then the other scenario is a little bit more detailed, which I think really is more of Angela, but I could be wrong. This is from Erica in New Jersey. And she says, I got something for you because it's a little complicated. My 2 boys have extremely different learning needs. My one son is extremely bright and not academically challenged by his schoolwork. He is done within 2 hours. He becomes easily distracted, and he becomes distracted by his brother. I have to create relevant and engaging studies for him now. My other son is overwhelmed by his studies, the content, as well as amount that he receives, and needs one-on-one guidance. How do I maintain daily composure in the face of mounting challenges is really worth discussion. And she said, thanks for the opportunity. So I don't know how you're going to help this one. That's tough.
Dr. Briggs, take it away.
Okay, so excuse me, I have a bit of a cold too, excuse me. So one of the things that I would suggest, let me go ahead and tackle the 2-year-old and the 6-year-old.
Okay.
So with the 2-year-old, 9 times out of 10, that 2-year-old has a nap schedule. So I would go ahead and try to help that 6-year-old during the nap time of that 2-year-old. So if that 2-year-old typically naps between 10 and 12 or something like that during the day, that is the time that you want to pull that 6-year-old and give that 6-year-old as much attention academically as you possibly can. That's one way that you can tackle that. And as far as the second question is concerned, this can kind of help with the 2-year-old and 6-year-old, as well as the children who have different learning needs and challenges. One of the things that you need to remember is that there are so many things that children do not understand, do not know what to do. Take this opportunity to kind of fill in those gaps. So let me give you an example. So for example, if you have did I freeze?
No. Well, yeah.
Okay, so
I can still hear you. Keep going.
okay, so for example, if you were in the kitchen and you were cooking, okay, many kids do not know the difference between a cup and a quart. That would be a perfect time for you to teach that skill.
Ooh,
And
wow.
then that, you know, because you're cooking, make
Right.
it, instead of you as mom cooking on your own, make it a family affair. And this is something that the younger child can help with this is something that the older child can help the younger child with. And then on top of that, enlist the help of the older child, or enlist the help of the child who doesn't really have that many academic challenges, to kind of help the child that does have challenges. So I need you to read the directions to your brother, or a part of your work, or a part of your homework is going to be making sure that you check your brother's work before I check it.
Ooh, I
so
like
that
that.
he has two eyes on it. And then as an incentive, you can make it like a game. If you caught all of the mistakes, or if you can give me the paper between you and your brother, if both of you all can hand me in the paper and there are no mistakes, you all get some type of treat. I don't know, play on the Xbox for 10 more minutes or something like that.
Right.
So it's kind of like enlisting the help of that child who is doing a little better, to help that child who needs some help. But then also at the same time, and Dr. Brinson can probably speak on this as well, you want to make sure that you're not leaving that child who might not be as academically successful. You want to make sure that you also find success for that child as well, because you don't want that child to feel like, oh, I can't do anything. So find something that that child can do to help out his sibling, to help out the older brother or something like that.
This is a good segue too, because I'm just guessing. Again, I have a cat, so I can't really identify with all this stuff. I just hear the stories. I'm a life coach, business coach, and I have a lot of friends that have children, so I'm hearing all the pain, and they're like, "Girl, you sure you want kids?" Like,
exactly.
One of the things that I find that might be, I guess, making the parents more aware of their learning disabilities, possibly with the children, like getting frustrated with them because they can't learn or they can't pick up something. And I'm wondering, what are some of the signs? I know, Dr. Brinson, you know some of the signs that you can tell your child might be having some sort of difficulties. I can't even talk right now. Difficulties. Yeah, I think I have a little disabilities myself. But sorry, I know I make Angela laugh too much. So give us some signs that you might that a parent might notice.
Okay, so first and foremost, Simone, I want parents to stop and breathe, okay? There is an adjustment period for children, just like there is one for adults. So if we don't know what's going on, they also don't know what's going on. We would expect children to have some issues, some behavioral issues with adjustment. And the other thing we have to realize is that typically school is where they go for structure and home is where they go to relax. So now you're asking them to have structure in the place where they're supposed to be able to relax, you know? So we have to allow our kids to get adjusted to that.
Can I just add to this, because you just made me remember one of my friends just said that work was her stress relief from the kids, and now everything is combined. You know?
Exactly. Right. So imagine for a parent, now you're at home. You know, you know, a lot of parents use work as a way to kind of decompress from what's going on at home with the kids. So now they're at home with the kids, you know, and not only that, kids, parents are now faced with the fact that they too have learning issues that they didn't deal with necessarily when they were in school.
Right.
So now I got a learning problem, man. You want me to teach my kid? You know, so that is really, really frustrating for a lot of parents.
Right.
But in terms of mental health signs that you need to look out for outside of typical adjustment will be things like sleep issues, sleeping too much or sleeping too little, seeking reassurance, having to be up under a parent or a loved one at all times, being clingy, somatic complaints, or my stomach hurts, my head hurts, trouble focusing, and the last one is changes in appetite. Did I say that one already?
No, you didn't.
Changes in appetite, right. So you're gonna find now that a lot of kids are hoarding food. They are eating. They're eating because they know it's in there. They're eating because they're anxious and they don't know what to do with that anxiety. So they're eating. So that's something that parents definitely want to watch out for.
Okay.
If I can just jump in there right
Sure.
before you move
Let's
on,
go.
Angela, Dr. Brinson, Dr. Brinson mentioned parents who are having anxiety because maybe they had some learning challenges when they were in school, and now they have to be the ones to teach their children. One of the things that I always tell parents is teach what you know. You know your address. You might have a child at home who does not know their address. Take this time to teach them their address. You know how to spell their name. And of course, I'm talking about the younger kids now. You know how to spell their name because you're the one that gave them that name. A lot of kids enter school not knowing how to spell their name. Things about banking. For older kids, this may be a time where you could teach kids about banking and what interest rates mean and things of that nature, why we should save money. So no, you might not remember the Pythagorean theorem, or you might not be able to differentiate a parallelogram from a trapezoid because you were in school so long ago. However, you do know how to multiply, add, subtract, and divide. So the old-fashioned flashcards, the old-fashioned concentration and games like that. Teach your child what you already know, and then have life conversations with them about, just life circumstances and things like that. You would be amazed at how much children don't know when you actually start asking them questions about general life topics. And this is a prime time for us to do that because so many of us complain that we don't have enough time in the day. Well, now we have time.
Right. I love it. So now, being that people are really stressed out, would you be able to give some tips on how they can manage their stress? Because that is pretty much the main topic of it. So what are some tips? And I think if there are a way to suggest things that they can do together, because I've done that a few times with my clients where I'm like, hey, why don't you meditate with their son? Like, hey, pull up a YouTube video, find something with like cartoons or something, but it's still meditation so that they can kind of get into the gist of it. And some kids love it. They think, oh, let's meditate, mommy, or let's do yoga, mommy. So what do you suggest, Dr. Brinson?
A couple of things. The first thing I like to suggest is a scavenger hunt. Have mom to write down a list of 10 things that are probably out of place in the house and have the kids go and locate those items. Okay. That's fun, right?
Okay. This is not work related. This is more like a game.
No, this is like a game.
Okay.
Right? So 10 items like a red sock, right? Or a pink shoe, or, a blue shirt, things that are out of place. Okay. Have the kids go and find those things and put them away. Okay. We're in an age now where parents don't have to pay for entertainment. So this whole TikTok video thing, kids and parents are making the cutest videos together. Right. So I think that's a good idea because that takes a lot of practice. That's going to take them about 45 minutes to an hour to get it right. Right. So that's something that parents and kids
that's
can
like
do
break time.
Exactly. Meditation is also good. There are tons of free YouTubes where parents and kids can practice meditation together. Okay. And I also want to encourage kids to just take time out to sit for 15 minutes, just listen. Just ask their kids how they're feeling, how they're feeling about not being in school, how they feel to not be able to touch your friends, because now they're talking to their friends through social media. Yeah. So there's an adjustment period, like I said before. So just spending time doing nothing but just talking.
Okay. That's good stuff. So is there anything else you want to address that we didn't talk about yet that you want to maybe share some more tips, either one of you, with the parents, teachers?
Well, one thing I want to just add is that I want parents to know that help is out there. You're not in this alone. If you need to talk to a professional, call us. We're available. We're able to help walk you through some of these issues that a lot, if not most people, are going through right now. So you're not alone in this.
So with that said, you might as well plug. Give us your website and tell us a little bit. Actually, just tell us a little bit how that would work. Like if I'm a parent, what's the process? I call you, and then what is it? You set up an appointment, and is it like an hour talk? Is it half an hour? Like what do we do? Is it video? Just kind of walk you through how it works.
You could call our office. Our physical office is closed, but we're doing telehealth services in the form of counseling and or psychological evaluations. So you would call the office at 954-257-7473 and just let us know what kind of assistance that you need. Or you can go to our website, which is psychedsolutions.com, and make an appointment there, and we'll reach out and contact you. Or you can find us on Psychology Today.
But is it like a phone call or is it video call or how do you normally do it?
Initially, we would gather information and ask you how you feel most comfortable, whether it be a phone call or a Zoom call or whatever social platform you're comfortable with.
Okay.
But some people are really not that comfortable doing what we're doing now. Some people are not that comfortable.
Right. They don't want you looking at them.
Exactly.
And most of the time I'm coaching in my pajamas, so yeah, don't look at me. So Dr. Briggs, can you tell us about your service and what you're offering for everybody?
Yes. So if parents want to reach out to me, they can reach out to me. They can visit my website, which is BriggsEducation.com. Again, that's Briggs, BRIGGS, BriggsEducation.com. And there you can find information. If you want to email me directly, you can email me at support@BriggsEducation.com, support@BriggsEducation.com. And then from there, we will chat a little bit about what your concerns are, and then we will determine what would be the best course of action to take. But I would suggest, if you just want some general tips right now, I actually have an academic success guide that's available to parents. They can actually go to my Linktree, and that's Linktree/Briggs Education, and they can just link it there. But Linktree is how they write it out is kind of funky. So it's LINK, it's LINKTR.EE. So that's
okay.
Yeah, they put the dot between the, it's weird. LINKTR.EE/Briggs Education. And there you can grab the academic success guide, and it gives you 15 general tips about what you can do at home now and as well as in the future. But if you want more specific strategies, you can reach out to me.
Love it. Well, ladies, I appreciate your time sharing with the Own Your Power family and, educating parents, because we're all going through it. Well, no, y'all are going through it. I'm sorry. Look, my pet is my kid right now, so shadow don't bother me.
I forgot to say 1
hours a day. Huh?
I forgot to say one thing. So for people who are looking to use CBD as a treatment for anxiety and depression, please also give me a call so we can discuss that as well.
Definitely. Okay, well, thank you, ladies. Say your websites one last time, just the website, and then we're going to wrap it up. PsychEdSolutions.com?
PsychEd Solutions, PSYCHED Solutions with an S.com.
Dr. Briggs?
And mine is BriggsEducation.com.
Wonderful. Well, thank you. And if anybody listening has any questions, please feel free to reach out to these ladies. They're full of knowledge, and book your session because they know what they're talking about. They know their stuff. Thanks again for tuning in to Own Your Power Radio and Own Your Power TV. You can find out more about my coaching by going to ownyourpowerlifestyle.com, and you can listen to many shows. We have over 400 hours of listening on Own Your Power lifestyle.com, or you can go to soundcloud.com/Own Your Power Radio. Thanks again, everybody. Remember, anything you want is attainable. Own your power.